Let's run one to the battery. Instantaneous prices. Staying at Vinny's a little longer than we anticipated. The heat didn't turn on.
We have too much crap.
More than 12 hours going back and forth.
I'll just work from the bathroom.
That's about right. Just keep it right there.
But after a while, yeah. Woo, man, chilly. I think I could cut glass. Wow. Well, welcome to episode 2 of season 4. Last week, you came with us along to go pick up our new Airstream, new to us, at Vinny's North Bay Airstream. Along the way, we did an install, and we didn't show that because obviously at the end of the video we showed you that there was a camper shell top on the back of the truck, and if you saw that, of course you'd know we aren't getting a fifth wheel. Today, first we're going to briefly show you the little bit of the camper shell install, and then we're going to take you to where we left off after we left Vinny's, heading back down to Palm Springs. We're going to show you our first backup into our space, and a little bit of getting all of our stuff out of the cabin and putting it into the Airstream, and then we're going to take off to our next destination, and then we're going to sit down and chat a little bit after we've been in the Airstream for pretty much a full week, and kind of discuss how it's going. That's it. But right now, I gotta go get some propane. In order to get the lights to work on the topper. I see.
That's why they took the tail light off, so they can tie into that, so when you hit your brake lights, the light up above on the camper shell will go off too.
Okay.
Here goes the grandpa and grandma look. We are a grandma and grandpa.
We are old.
No, we're not old. He's running a wire. He has to run one to the battery. For one, you need power to your light. We've got an inside light, so that needs power, of course, so that you can run your light without turning your key on. Then he has to tie in the brake light wire to it too, because it has a brake light on the top, and then this just sits down and clamps on.
Got a latch right here. There's another one here. And then you can bring it down. And then you have access so you can clean it. Oh, you have your camera right there.
Yeah, I know.
We'll see if it still helps or not, but
all right, well, now we're going to take you where we left off last week, and got a little tip to show you to help find those fuel prices much easier with your TSD card. So there's an app called Open Roads, and that's part of TSD. It's this green app. What that does is it gives you instantaneous prices. So you no longer have to look at a rate sheet or anything. You can see the prices right away. As soon as I'm done fueling, I can come in here into this app and see exactly what I paid. You don't have to wait any longer for an email to come 2 or 3 days later to see what you actually paid. So it was $72.67 before the discount. Open it up again. And now down here at the bottom it says account cards. You want to hit the account cards, view transactions. Let's see. Sometimes it might take just a little bit before it updates, but many times that we've done this, and as soon as I got back in the truck from fueling, it updated and it showed us what our discount was right away. It's really nice that it's that much quicker now. So if you're keeping track, you want to put it in a checkbook or something, your electronic checkbook on your phone, you know exactly what you saved and the exact amount that you paid. You don't have to put the amount in at the pump and then wait for your receipt to come to see what you exactly paid and then go in and change it again. Now you know right away. We ended up staying at Vinny's a little longer than we anticipated. Seems to always work that way. And we're not going to make it to back to Palm Springs in time, it would be after 10 p.m. and we don't want to go into a park. Somebody might be sleeping or whatever, and so we're not going to go in this late. We're just going to try to make it as close as we can, and then that way in the morning we can get there early because their check-in is 8 a.m. Because we got a long day ahead of us tomorrow on packing everything from the cabin in here. So that's the plan. Back on the road. Got anything else to add?
Well,
what?
I didn't know if you wanted to pull in somewhere where we can go get something to eat.
Food would probably be good, wouldn't it? Where's that? All right, we'll figure this out. We stayed here, boondocked last night. We're gonna run down to 1,000 Trails first thing here this morning, get in there and get all of our stuff put in so that we can head out the next day to our next destination. We had an issue with our Aldi heating system. The heat didn't turn on. We were getting a no gas error. Checked all the gas. We had gas coming to the propane stove. Everything was fine there. Did a little bit of research. Hopefully I can figure out what's the cause of that. The system's boiling. It's the fluids running through, but it's just not getting the propane for some reason. We'll get hooked up to shore power and we'll test it then. I'm sure it's probably going to work then, but we got to figure that out. Seems like it always happens when you buy something new. You're all excited and then something is not quite right. Like no heat. Heat would have been good.
Yeah. At least it wasn't like in the 30s last night. It only got down to like the low 50s, thank goodness.
Yes, thank goodness. But
still was a little chilly in there.
A little nipply.
Little nipply.
Mm-hmm. And I think we kept each other up from like...
Yeah. We're tired.
We're tired.
Yeah. Didn't even get here till like 1. No, we got to bed at 1. We got here at like midnight.
It was after 1 before we fell asleep. Go check the other side. Yep. Am I okay on the other side? Yeah. Okay. I don't know how we're going to do this.
We have too much crap.
First night went good. Got a little roadrunner out here waiting to be fed. You want some food? Huh? You like nuts? Not sure. Where do you think you're going to take that? It's like he's showing it off. Look what I got already. Look what I got. You ready to go? I think we better disconnect everything first.
Yeah, we're close.
Probably good. Let's see, we started, what do you think, about 8:30 in the morning? Probably, because we checked in on 8. Yeah. Somewhere around there we started. We kept going. We finally ate about 7 o'clock at night. Yeah. And then we got to bed.
It was after midnight.
It was after midnight. So more than 12 hours going back and forth to the cabin, getting all of our stuff.
And then trying to figure out where to put it.
Going through everything and where to put it. And boxing things up into storage bins in our in the back of the truck. I gotta start the GPS.
Gardens RV Resort.
Yeah. And we still threw away some things because, like, you know, let's just chuck it.
Not by choice. We had to.
Yeah.
We knew we weren't going to have as much storage, but I don't think we realized how much we were going to have to get rid of.
Right.
Always seems to work that way, though.
And we've got quite a bit of stuff. We could probably still get rid of some more. I mean, we found spots for things, but
yeah,
we're going to have to reorganize again.
It feels good to get rid of things, actually, just to downsize. It felt good the first time when we sold our house and downsized, got rid of things. You hear that a lot from pretty much everybody that does this. But yeah, we knew. I mean, we knew we weren't going to have as much storage as a Class A. That's pretty obvious, especially a diesel pusher. I think we were hoping to have a little bit more.
Yeah.
Quite honest.
But how do you like that bathroom?
Yeah.
I'll just work from the bathroom. Hey, if I work from the bathroom, then you get the little desk area.
I see everything around me changing again and again. Can't stay in this dead-end relation, 'cause it's fading to gray. I feel everything inside me changes over and over again. Can't wait knowing that our love is wasted, yeah, wasted.
Yep, go ahead and start your angle. Turn to your left. That's about right. Just keep it right there. Keep coming. You're doing great. You're fine. Keep it. Keep those wheels right where they're at. You're doing great. Keep going. You got plenty of room. You're good. Keep coming. A little bit more. A little bit more. Now right there, put your wheels straight. Good job. You know, when you move from a house and decide to go full-time RVing, you're downsizing then. A lot of people say, why would you want an Airstream? I mean, you don't have room for nothing. Well, you do have less room, and we were really surprised at how much we were able to fit in there. It's because Airstreams have multiple locations all over, so you're able to fit a lot of stuff. You just have to put it in all these different places. We were freaking out. We kept bringing stuff in from that cabin, load after load after load, and each time I'd bring it in, this kept getting fuller and fuller. Michelle was putting things away, and I kept going to get stuff and bringing it back, and I got more in the truck.
Even this week, we've reorganized at least 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, at least.
So,
but I think the time, and I wondered if it would do it. I brought back 6 to 8 bags, trash bags, full of clothes.
When he brought those bags, I was like, Where is that going?
What I was saying is we're just downsizing again.
Yeah.
And we brought more stuff to begin with than we ever needed.
Right.
We had so many things that we've never even touched.
Well, as a newbie, you have no idea really what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you may research and read other people's blogs and watch YouTube videos, but we just brought too much.
That's just it. Yeah, we don't have as much space in the Airstream as we did in the Class A.
Oh.
But we also didn't have as much room in the Class A as we did a house.
Right, yeah.
So it's all relevant to how you want to live this lifestyle.
Yeah.
But we have more room in this when we are boondocking and we're traveling overnight stays. We do have more room in this than we did the Class A with the slides in.
Right.
It really cramped us. And then when the slides were in and we want to watch TV, we couldn't sit on the couch and watch TV because that TV was partially behind the slide. Mm-hmm. It was really, really cramped.
Yeah.
Not all Class A's are like
Right.
that, though.
Mm-hmm.
But for example, in our situation, that's what it was like.
Mm-hmm.
So when we pull over and go somewhere, what we have is what we have, no matter if we're parked in a park or pulled over somewhere or wherever. Right now we have a couple e-bikes. And those two e-bikes, instead of having a bike rack, because it's not a good idea to put a bike rack on the back of an Airstream, especially if they're e-bikes, they're heavier. Mm-hmm. It's not advised at all. Some people have done it, and it is. You talk to any Airstream expert, he'll tell you it's not a good idea. Right. So what we did is we got a couple 40-gallon Commander tubs, and our e-bikes fold in half and fit perfectly in them. So we have two of those on the whole side of the back of our truck. That takes up half of the back of the truck. We have an upgrade that we're going to do in there. We're thinking about putting a bed slide in there, and we're going to lose room. We understand that, but it's going to help getting to the back of things. I got a lot of things in there that I just need to part with. Things I really don't need and haven't needed since we've been full-timing.
It's hard, though. I always have the mentality of, what if I'm going to need that?
Yeah.
That's hard to really just let it go sometimes.
Clothes especially for you.
Well, the more pie I eat. Anyway.
Okay. As far as the Airstream so far, we're liking it so far. We do have a few bugs we need to work out. This had sat for a while, which isn't always a great idea to buy something that's sat for a long time when you're talking about an RV. Mm-hmm. But this is not motorized. That helps. Class A that's sat for a long time, you have a lot more issues to worry about. This, we just have a few small things here and there, and we're working through them. But the layout and everything, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's much more soundproof than our Class A was, because you don't have those slides and those seals on a slide. They just don't seal very well.
Right.
And it sounds like everything's just right there.
I was surprised that after a week that I haven't felt confined, because we went to such a smaller, more of a narrow living space. So I haven't felt that at all.
No, it gives you a cozy feeling.
Yeah.
A cozy feeling. One thing different about a 30-foot Classic and a 33. The 30-foot Classic has a couch at the front. It seems a little more wide open there.
Yeah.
It feels like you got a little bit more space.
Yeah.
The 33 Classic, they packed everything in here. You don't have a small bathroom. You have a bigger bathroom. You have a huge shower that is much bigger than what we had.
Yeah.
A nice, good size cedar closet. They've packed a lot of stuff in here, and then your theater seats with your projector screen allows you to have a bigger TV in an Airstream. Most Airstreams don't unless you modify them.
Mm-hmm. The chair that comes with this 33 for that desk area, for some reason, is extremely low. Yet the counter height is normal. So with the chair being low, I have to sit on a pillow so that it doesn't hurt my neck as I'm typing on the keyboard. So we're going to order another under-the-desk keyboard tray, kind of like what he rigged up for me in our Class A.
And with this particular desk, you got to be careful. There's a 1x piece of wood that's under this countertop in the front and down one side, and then on her right hand side there is a gap that is the exact same gap for that 1x. So what I'm going to have to do is get another piece of 1x for the back piece of that and toenail that end into the other 1x, do a little pilot hole and drill a hole in there to hold it. And you really don't need to glue it because that one end is going to be tight in between the countertop and the top of that other wood, that gap on the right hand side. And then this rack will fit under there. Now, if you look on Amazon, there's a few of these that are a little too long. It's important that you measure under there if you have this model and you're going to do that. And we'll share, I think we already have this same exact keyboard tray in our Amazon store. So if you do have the 33 Classic and you're wanting to do that, you can wait and let us see if we make the mistake first, see how it goes for us.
See if it works.
But I measured it and it should work. But we'll update you on that too and let you know how that works out.
Because we don't want to get rid of the chair. It actually has
more storage.
Yeah, you lift up the cushion, there's storage in there. Plus it matches the furniture, so like we don't want to have to switch it out if we don't have to. The other thing we really like, or maybe it's me, I keep saying me, I'm sure you like it too.
It's all about me.
is the amount of light that comes in, which is very known for anybody, that has Airstreams. They love the light that comes in the windows, and I'm loving this so far.
We were just looking at another park down the street because this is our first time in Yuma. So we went to check that out, and we've been thinking about moving there, and it's like, I'm not even afraid to move now. Before, we were always so afraid to because the slides always sound like they're on their last leg and they're going in and out. But for 2 years, they'd been that way. But we always hated to do that because it wasn't that. I mean, you had to put those slides out. You had to move stuff, the table, and in our Class A anyway.
Yeah.
It was a lot to do just to move every time you moved. Where now it's like everything stays where it is. There's very little that we have to, lock the shower door down, shut the door there.
Put a few things away that we have sitting out.
Pretty much it.
Yeah.
Taking it off the wheel chocks, and
that
hitching it up and go. It makes it a lot easier.
We have used the oven.
Yes, we didn't have an oven before, and now we have an oven.
We're happy so far. I mean...
I thought you were going to say, but hey, we have drinks.
And we have drinks. Grab your beverage.
So that's pretty much it for how it's going so far. And once we're pretty well acclimated, then we'll give you a tour and show you what we've done and share our experience along the way. Everybody has been patiently waiting. It was just one thing after another, and then that other deal fell through. And like everybody says, it was probably meant to be. We actually had that feeling that it was.
Yeah.
And then the fact that we got rid of Vinny and went and bought another one off of Vinny, that was kind of ironic.
Yeah.
We're going to have a couple modifications that we did to the truck that we haven't shared yet. We have that video going out. It feels good to finally be on the road again and not stuck in that cabin.
Oh my gosh. Yes. We were very thankful that we had it, but after a while, we're glad to be out of it.
So that'll do it until next week. And remember, if you have not subscribed yet, please do so down below. And
if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up.
And we'll catch you next week.
Let's call it a day.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, click that little bell, and hit that thumbs up. See you next week.